check this here. Check this. How do you like that? You like that, man? You like that? Huh? You like that? Hey.
Hate that.
There, just kick him over. Hey, Mia. Mia, come back here. Come back here, Mia. Honey, you're running in Walmart. You're making a scene. Come back here. Yeah.
Don't let us interrupt the good TikTok.
Hey, I don't like what you do to me. Alright, it's not fun anymore. Cut it out. I liked them. They think we're young enough to be on TikTok. So Mia and I actually stopped at Walmart on the way back from poking around somewhere else, relating to something that we're dealing with right now. So for anybody that missed a lot of videos, like over the summer, Mia and I were gone for about a month. We were in Oregon. So while we were in Oregon, I kept seeing the word vacation pop up in our comments, but vacation was not actually the reason that we were in Oregon. It was to move Mia's remaining things in her mom's house to our house because her mom was looking to downsize eventually and wanted all of Mia's stuff out of there. So we were there to go through and pack the rest of Mia's stuff and then have it moved here. Mia and her mom are going through Mia's old stuff, and Mia's finding good things. They're not Power Ranger things, but they're good things anyway, right, Mia?
Okay, here. Yeah. Tentacles.
Look at all these good...
Way better than Power Ranger.
Mia. Oh, look at all the good stuff Mia's finding.
It's like the Hedgehog comic books. Oh.
Huh. Oh, Mia's finding her plushes. Oh wow.
Yeah.
This looks a lot smaller.
Yeah, because I've been going through this and getting rid of some stuff.
Oh, that's... Oh, you have done good work. I didn't even realize.
Yeah.
You lift that? You look super Mia. Alright. Doesn't even need a big strong man. She's still got more stuffed animals? That's not mine, baby.
Oh, really? That's not mine.
That's not my decorative grass.
That's not even my bag.
Hey, what's going on with this poo costume? You getting rid of it?
Yeah.
So is that the bear that was been eating my garbage?
Could be.
Let's see the cute face again, Mia. Oh. So you did that in middle school?
Yeah.
We could have been toasting all this time? Oh, they're Mickey Mouse glasses.
Well, 2000 has already left us.
Oh. Are these worth millions?
I doubt it.
Come on, Millennium. Millennium glasses, that's gotta be worth millions. You gonna donate the 2000 glasses? Oh man, I could barely remember the 2000s. We were so young back then. If we were even born at all.
Yeah.
Mia's still going through stuff. Here's Mia's old books. Mia got an award signed by Bill Clinton. Let me see. Bill Clinton signed this. Here's some of Mia's grades. Uh-oh.
I know, I got that one A-.
I see an A-. And what? Comp anal. Mia! Mia? More awards?
Oh yeah. That's science.
So the estimate that Mia's mom had gotten from the movers seemed high to both me and Mia, and Mia's looking in the garage and she's like, I definitely don't need all this stuff. So she went through it for about 2 weeks in Oregon, significantly reducing the amount of stuff that was going to be moved to theoretically get the price down. It's a nice clear day in Roseburg, Oregon. We are going to the Goodwill, getting rid of some more stuff. All sorts of good stuff. I haven't even seen all the good things. Oh, is this a Mickey? Oh, it's a Mickey. Can't believe how many stuffed animals you have. Some things went into the garbage, and then we took at least 3 full carloads, if not 4, to the Goodwill, doing our best to reduce the amount of stuff.
Goodbye, my child.
Goodbye, my daddy. All right, on to the next adventure. If you've been with us for a while, you've seen Mia and I do a lot of moving. We've rented trucks a number of times. In California, we used the pods to move here to Pennsylvania. We always wanted to do it ourselves and never have to deal with movers. And when I say ourselves, Mia and I didn't even ask any of our friends to help carry boxes or furniture or anything onto the pods. We did everything. It was a huge job, but the pods were very easy. You just put your stuff on there, and then they take the pod and they deliver it. Well, if the pods are that easy, why didn't we just do it again this time? Well, that is what Mia and I had planned, but I guess they... I'm not even sure what happened. I guess they either don't service Oregon, or this area in Oregon, or they were just unavailable at the time. Whatever it was, we couldn't use the pods from where Mia lived to here. So I guess Mia's mom looked around and she got a recommendation for some other company that seemed legit. So maybe I'll say here that this is kind of still ongoing, so we don't actually have an end to the story yet. So maybe I won't say the names of the companies yet, but of course I'll do a follow-up video. But the company that Mia's mom had found presented themselves as like a moving company when really they're a broker. And they did not disclose that. So my understanding of a broker is you call them and then they just find you some other company that actually does the move. And it could be anybody. And then that's kind of your problem if they're bad. Alright, so this is the amount of stuff that we initially got the quote on. This is what Mia's mom put together before we got there and went through things. So it was based on this stuff, and there's also a desk and a few other smaller items in another room. But this is... they gave us an estimate of almost $6,000 to move all that stuff, including the stuff not pictured. So that was all accounted for in the estimate. This is before Mia went through things. So now it's our last night in Oregon. Mia and I went to bed having never heard of the movers that were going to come, eventually, to pick up the stuff. We still thought it was the original company that we had been dealing with while we were in Oregon. Mia and I would have preferred to be present when the movers showed up, but everything was in the garage on that one wall. It was real easy. They just had to come, put the stuff in the truck, and that seemed like the end of it. Alright, here we go. So at this time, Mia and I are probably driving through the Badlands. And the guys show up at Mia's mom's house. I think first her office, because like I said, there was a desk and a couple other little things, all included in the initial estimate, but they had to make 2 stops. So now they finally show up to do the moving. And I'm gonna drift a little bit, because the story, it's kind of weird, so I'm gonna include it here. So now it's a new company. We'd never heard of this company before. The guys show up in a Penske rental truck, which is also, it happens with legit companies, but it's a little shady. Think of it this way: if you have a moving company and you have your info on the truck as you drive it, that's free advertisement. You're a driving billboard essentially. So they show up in a rental truck. We've got one guy who is doing all the moving by himself, and then the other guy, so he's in the garage like over here. The other guy is in Mia's mother's kitchen with Mia's mom, and he's just like looking around at the photos of Mia, talking about how beautiful she is. I guess he has good taste, but weird, right? And then he's looking at her artwork and talking about how, he should commission her to do a portrait of him. Like trying to be flattering, I guess. Trying to make small talk with Mia's mom. At one point, he's like showing her photos of his kids and his wife, and then asking Mia's mom if she's married, and talking about how a woman's place is in the home, and stuff like that, like weird stuff. And Mia's mom, I think that kind of overwhelmed her. To me, that's just really weird. So then, now the truck's all loaded, and by this time it's dark outside, and Mia's mom can't really see inside the truck, and they say to her, well, the things didn't quite fit the way we thought they were going to, so now it's almost triple the price. Keep in mind, the original estimate was for 515 cubic feet. We measured everything. So what we actually ended up with was 262 cubic feet. So these guys told Mia's mother it was 1,250 cubic feet. So Mia's mom said, why aren't the boxes stacked? And they said, oh, well, the boxes are unstable, so we can't stack them. The only clip that I can think of that is really relevant here would be...
Ball!
So what they did was they tried to make the stuff take up as much possible space in the truck as possible. They're essentially saying that, you guys already saw some footage of our California move, that was a 4-bedroom house, 2-car garage, and if you followed us, how much stuff we have. Packed. That house was overflowing, which is one of the reasons we had to move. We were drowning in boxes over there. So, 2 pods. We had 2 pods. We fit the entire house into 2 pods, which I think was something like 1,700 cubic feet. So they're saying that that little pile of boxes and a desk and whatever else, what other smaller items, 1,250. The boxes that my Power Ranger collection fit into alone is larger than the amount of stuff that we were moving from Oregon to Pennsylvania. Just my Power Ranger collection alone. In California, we also had our 2 couches, we had our dining set, we had the love sack, just tons and tons of stuff, and everything fit into the pods. You know, you're actually able to use rope to rope sections off so things don't fall over. Same exact boxes, those white legal boxes and the brown Home Depot boxes. They were brand new. We bought the boxes in Oregon, and plastic bins. Mia and I have never broken or even scratched a single thing that we moved, ever. Never. From Brooklyn to Oregon, from Brooklyn to New Jersey, from New Jersey to Florida, New Jersey to California, from California within California, California to Pennsylvania. We've done a lot of moving in our day. Never ever had an issue with a box collapsing, something falling over, something getting lost. Maybe we should have been movers. We've never had a problem. Mia just looked up the dimensions of the pods, so they're saying that if you put all the stuff that we were moving from Oregon into a block, which it kind of already is in the garage, if you put it into a block, it would be larger than one of those pods. So the pod, if you're measuring on the outside, is like 1,000-something cubic feet. So they're saying that the stuff in Mia's garage in that corner is larger than an entire pod. That's what they're saying. By several hundred cubic feet. That is what they are saying. And also, if they're not stacking the boxes, they're charging us for air, not weight. And no legit moving company does that. If Mia's mom had said, that's ridiculous, I'm not paying that, they could have just taken off in the truck, and that would have been the end of the stuff, or they could have just dumped it in her driveway, and they still would have had the deposit, and she, you know, they already cashed the check. She, keep in mind, didn't know about this new company. She was dealing with the other one, and they seem legit. It's like, well, what do you do now? Because they could say, you signed a contract, we've got your money, we've got all your stuff, now either you're going to pay the rest of it, or you're not going to see the stuff again, which is what they do. So at this point, we don't know if they're ever going to show up. Their delivery date was September 27th, and then that was a miscommunication. That was their first available delivery date, and then it became October 3rd. So the people that actually have the stuff, we don't know their names, we don't know anything about them. They don't ever answer the phone. So you can't go on their website, call the number, and expect to speak to anybody. But Mia got a number from someone that had called her on her cell phone, so we called that number back, and we got a guy, and once again, another miscommunication. October 3rd is when they were actually loading the truck. I guess they unloaded it somewhere and they're loading it to a different truck or however that works. So that was the 3rd, and evidently they were also doing that on the 4th and the 5th, and now we're almost on the 10th and I haven't heard from anybody. So I'm trying to give you guys a summary. They give addresses to, like, physical addresses to, like, their business, the warehouse, whatever. The broker is supposedly located in a strip mall in Florida. They're not listed. You know, you go to Google Maps, they're not there. I don't see them visually. You know, you can kind of go through and look at all the different businesses. And then there's, the things are listed and people write reviews and they're not there. So then the company that is doing the move, that goes to a fitness center in New Jersey. And I called them and they say they get phone calls for this place all the time. It's not there. There is a warehouse in that same parking lot. The guy said maybe they're in there somewhere. That looks like it's a vending machine repair place. There's a salon, every place, there's no mention of movers. There are a bunch of different businesses here. I am tempted to kind of go over there since it is New Jersey. It's like an hour from here. So, turns out that the company that has the stuff, that is their DBA name. The legal name is something else, and I got that address. That address goes to a juice bar. It's weird. Alright, I might begin to wrap up here. Like I said, me and I have been doing some poking, but I don't want to put any of that into this video in the unlikely event that one of these guys happens to find the video. You know, like, I don't want them to know who we've been talking to, what we know, what to expect from us, any of that stuff. It's better that, you know, that they don't know. From reading, like, other people's reviews that have dealt with this company, what they're probably going to do is they'll show up, like, months late with the stuff being maybe damaged and missing. They're going to want payment before they'll even show you what's in the truck. So you could say, show me the stuff first, and then they'll say that you refuse the delivery and they'll leave. Regardless of what they said verbally and what the contract says, they're just going to want cash. And like thousands of dollars in cash. And then Then once you give them the cash, they'll give you your broken stuff. So, I mean, that's probably what we can expect from them. But Mia and I have other plans, for sure. So I'm going to leave it at that. I will talk about this more later. So we'll see how it goes. They definitely have a chance to show up like in the next couple days and say, hey, sorry about the delay, and, you know, we were way off. Man, we added an extra digit there. It's actually 262 cubic feet worth of stuff. Here's your refund. We're so sorry about that. I don't think it's going to go that way, but they definitely have the chance. All right, ending here, and of course such comments as, you got scammed, or what you should have done, or why didn't you do, or what I would have done. Those are not useful. Comments like, why don't you just call? There are a lot of reasons why you can't just call somebody. We've talked to a lot of people. We've gone to a couple places. Maybe we're finding good things, though. We'll see. We're definitely a lot more confident now than we were a week or so ago. But I don't want to talk too much about any new things that we've figured out in the last week, like I said. So stay tuned. This does have potential to get interesting, especially after somebody I talked to earlier today. So we'll see. Stay tuned. Good night.
You be nice to Jer.